Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel sifunde incwadi ezibhalwe ngolimi lwethu lesiZulu bese siza la sizokhuluma ngazo le ndaba esuke sifundile, senzela laba phela abangenasikhathi sokuthi bayifunda incwadi nalaba abasuke benqena nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senze ama-reviews or ama-recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga-any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe kokuqala nqa ujoyina namhlanje and you really like our content, ungakhohlwa ukuthi upress usubscribe button la ngezansi bese uyaphinda futhi upressa i-notification bell la iduze kuka-subscribe ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Kanjalo uma ufuna ukuba imember yale channel ungakhohlwa ukuthi upresse ujoin button la ngezansi ukuze phela ulandele ama-instructions ukuthi uba kanjani imember ye-channel. Namhlanje na ke guys senza full review ye-show ebizwa ngokuthi i-Living the Dream with Mohale. Living the Dream with Mohale, I mean Somizi. Because they talk more about Mohale on this show that I feel like it should be called Living the Dream with Mohale, because he's not even a cast member, but he's talked about so much. Mohale actually has a storyline on Somizi's show. Can you believe it? Not only did he do a heist, but akathatha ngemali kuphela uthatha ngisho neshow. He has hijacked the show kaSomizi, and he is in Dubai but still on this show. Anyway, you guys, mabeqala, they are talking about that phone call issue. Apparently at 13 minutes past 12, Mohale was having a moment and decided to call her husband, because he was still his husband. But you know, must nothing personal, guys. We're not insulting anyone here. He decided to call his husband at 13 minutes past 12 midnight, New Year's Day. Vele ngaleso sikhathi uvela ucabanga izithandwa zakho zakudala. So tonight he was having that moment. But guys, listen. Ngiyabona nje abantu kuthiwa ko Twitter abantu bayamgive uMohale ukuthi he's busy calling i-ex yakhe ini. But the thing is, we don't know, you guys, because one thing about call log, i-call log uyakwazi ukuthi ene uyimanipulate. Iyakwazi ukuyimanipulate. If I don't want you to see ukuthi umuntu othile ngike ngamfonela, ngiyakwazi ukuthi ngiyisuse leyo nto leyo on my phone, ungaboni ukuthi umuntu othile ngike ngamfonela. So we don't know ukuthi uMohale uze afone ngo 13 minutes past 12 nje uSomizeni ubengazange yini azamfonele, because the fact is uSomizi still had the number on his phone saved as the husband. So I feel like there are possibilities because he's manipulating this situation. He might have called Mohale, because at the time, guys, they were not resolved, And but normally when you break up, you don't just go cut and that's it. Sometimes you have weak moments where you wanna call and explain things. Sometimes you wanna ask questions. So we don't know, maybe Mohale was going through that. But I suspect Somizi had called Mohale and Mohale was actually returning the call. But then his friends Somizi saw that phone call, and then that's when they blocked Ulokuzana. Mohale blockile on social media, on wherever. I don't know, guys, if it's a good idea, if they're still going through a divorce, because I guess there is things that they're still going to need to communicate. Kuzona. Just recently he had to pack izinto zakhe azihambise izinto ekanjalo. I'm thinking ukuthi maybe they still need to keep in contact. But the thing about numbers, guys, ukuthi number yepartner yakho a lot of the times usukuyazi ngekhanda. So kahle nje ukublocker umuntu osuke ukade in a relationship with, it doesn't even make sense, because a lot of the times very number usukuyazi ngekhanda. So when you're going through those times of weaknesses, vele usukuzoyidayela leyo number and call the person. So ukublocker sometimes it really just doesn't help, So yeah, uMohale calls, the guys decided ukuthi fanele ablockwe, bayamphuca ifoni, they block her. And He says Somizi ukuthi this is the only person ake ahlukana naye where he feels like he'll never get back with him. I guess amanye ama-exes akhe buyele kuwona, and i-block button ufeeling ngathi it's a blessing. That was like the first scene. The second scene, he was talking about indaba kaKhanyi. I think bekuno Vusnova and the other friend ngikhohlwe igama lakhe, and he's talking about indaba kaKhanyi Mbau. Apparently when they were going to Cape Town, they had agreed ukuthi uKhanyi Mbau was going to organize a private jet for them, ne? And on the day that they're supposed to get on a private jet and go to Cape Town, Khanyi Mbau disappears, and abasatholakala efonini. Okay, fine. They think, okay, she must be going through something is happening with her. They book flights nje normal, they go to Cape Town. Uma sebese Cape Town, he calls Somizi engekho right, ekhala on the phone. Remember last week in the phone call ukuthi akekho right. Somizi decides ukuthi no, it's not a good thing ukuthi ube wedwa, you know. So he books a flight for Khanyi Mbau to no, just come here and spend time with us, because you shouldn't be alone mangabe when you're going through something. One bukele flights, everything, just get on the flight and then call me so that, you know, so arrange ukuthi uze ngapha. And then she does the same thing. She just disappears. She doesn't answer the phone. Mind you, he's already paid for the plane. So uthi akafuni ukuzwa lutho from uKhanyi, akafuni nokumbona because of that. I really think, guys, he's just trying to be a good friend to her. Why would she do that to him? She could have said to him, no, don't book the plane, I don't want to come. No me say bookile the plane. When she made a decision not to go to Cape Town, she could have said, no, I decided not to come. Mhlambe akhansele uSomizi iflight, or after just call and say what is the reason you did not come. The fact that she just goes silent, and I feel like, no man, you know, uKhanyi, it doesn't look like she treats her friend kahle. But I remembered ukuthi nekhona interview Khanyi ayenza with uMark G a while ago. uMark G esenza ama interviews akhe alone kwi podcast yakhe. uMark G did an interview with Khanyi Mbau, and she says ukuthi she has a tendency to not treat her friends kahle vele. Athi she loses friends, like really good friends, because sometimes she doesn't treat them with kindness. But then she was talking as if ngalesa sikhathi kusenezinto zomandla nani ukuthi ubeshayela phezulu in such a way that abangani bakhe ubengaba-treat kahle, so she lost a lot of friends. So I'm thinking ukuthi this is something that is still going on in her life. Anyway, guys, Somizi looks like nje a betrayal from friends. It's something that he's going through a lot, you know, a lot, and it's sad to see, because I think he really tries to be a good friend. Anyway, that's asa angazi ke noma when uSomizi says angifuni nokumbona uKhanyi, he means really like he's done with the friendship, or like angifuni nokumbona for now because ngidiniwe into ayenzile, you know, like, so angazi kahle, understandanga kahle how serious he is about that. But I do understand ukuthi possibly his feelings were hurt, because he does say ukuthi he really didn't have to do that for her, but it was out of the goodness of his heart. The least that she could have done was give him a call and let him know what's going on. And I do agree ukuthi she should have done that. And then the next thing seen, it was Lerato Khanyi is visiting Somizi and his friends here. She just apparently bought a holiday home, so it's like girls with holiday homes, you know. Anyway, so they're all in Cape Town, so I guess they decided to hang out together. And Somizi talks about the phone call. Talks about a phone call. If really you could be paid, but every time that someone mentions you on a show, Muhale will make a lot of money on this show. Talks about the phone call. I guess he was trying to express Somizi the fact that he feels like he does deserve an apology, and he feels like it doesn't have to be in the form of a phone call. He feels like it can be texted to him. I'm sorry. He feels like he deserves that. Here's the thing, guys. I think Somizi, honestly, he has every right to feel betrayed and feel like he deserves an apology and all of that. But I don't get him not taking any kind of responsibility in this relationship failing. I do not believe when two people have been in a relationship and a relationship fails, like there is some accountability from both parts, and I don't understand him not taking any accountability at all for anything when it comes to their breakup. Maybe Umohale does have things to apologize for, but I feel like even Somizi probably has things that he should apologize for, otherwise the relationship wouldn't have fallen apart like it did. And also, you guys, one thing that I was thinking about is that we actually don't know what broke their relationship kahle kahle, because remember phela ukuthi ene size sizwe thina ukuthi kunama issues ku relationship yabo. It was because of that audio where Umuhale was talking to a producer. They were preparing for the new season of the show, and he was getting an update on how was going on in their lives, and Umuhale was giving him an update because things haven't been going well, and ngathi he had moved out even of the house where they lived together. So, but we don't know what led to that, whether it's because of the abuse that he talks about in the audio or something else happened. We don't know because it's not like they broke up because of the audio. It was like very relationship being a second when the audio came out. The audio was more like giving an explanation. Why did he move out? You know what I mean? But I guess because we're never gonna get them to sit together and tell that story. Sizohlanganisa from what Somizi says and from what Ulokhuzana Umuhale has said kwi audio, because akakhuluma ngakanaisho. But I feel like he does have the opportunity to tell his side of the story, Umuhale, because he did start a YouTube channel. I saw a video where he was announcing Uguti he's opening a YouTube channel. I would definitely watch if he was gonna come in and do some story times. That would be very interesting. But I would definitely watch his show if he did that. But usase Dubai, guys, busy. Dubai, very busy. Dubai is very busy, so let's let him. I'm sure we don't wanna see him to be busy Dubai. So anyway, yes. So now the next thing, I guess they're back from Cape Town. The holidays are over or not, I don't know. I'm not clear, but it goes to KZN. And remember, Somizi unabantu bakubo kaMashu kaMhlongo, which is where ubaba wakhe uNdaba Mhlongo grew up. I think that's where he's from. And ufuna ukwenza umsebenzi, and there's an issue ukuthi umsebenzi la ufuna ukwenza ngoba ufuna ukwenza labantu bakaMhlongo, ufuna ukubabonga for everything that they've done for him or whatever, like black people would do. Umsebenzi, ufuna ukwenza umsebenzi, So now there's an issue where is the right place ukuthi wenziwe Ulokhuzana umsebenzi. This is the thing, you guys, that I think as abantu abamnyama really we should learn from. It's not really a good idea to sell ikhaya where abantu la nikhulele khona. It's not a good idea ukuthi lo muzi lona udayise, even if kungahlala nje umuntu othile maningena umuntu who will stay there. It's a good idea to keep that home ikhansiwe nikhulele kulona, because now, as you can see, Somizi now is struggling ukuthi uzowenzela lapha umsebenzi. But the home where he says he grew up, where they used to visit mabesuke eGoli beze ekhaya, and la kukhulele khona ubaba wakhe, I think lo muzi bawudayisa, ifamily yawudayisa lo muzi lo. So now sekusele auntie ingane zobaba omncane kanjalo. So now we have to decide ukuthi umuphi umuzi ufanele kenzele kona umsebenzi. I think that's a big mistake that ifamily yabo did, ukuthi idayise ikhaya, the place where everyone would go home to ukuthi bayohlaba, bayoshisa impepho and all of that. Anyway, so I'm not understanding ukuthi egcekeni labe khona ikabani. I don't have a clear understanding, but nakhona is like a family home, and they've called, I guess, important family members, family members lawa abamba family meetings, and so they decide ukuthi they're deciding ukuthi uSomizi njobe efuna ukwenza umsebenzi, which is the right home la kumele khonenze lo umsebenzi lona. And uantu wakhe says ukuthi la bekhona, it's not, if enzela abantu bakamhlongo umsebenzi la bekhona, it's not the right place ukuthi angenza khona. Okungcono kusho ukuthi uNdaba Mhlongo had a brother. Ndaba Mhlongo had a younger brother. That younger brother had a son. That son has usenomakoti neingane banomuzi lo muzi lo wakamhlongo. So auntie feels like that is the right place ukuthi enze umsebenzi. But lo muzi lo kuthiwa okamhlengi, who is the cousin ka Somizi, but ke singathi ubhuti wakhe ngoba uzalo baba omncane wakhe. Now the issue is that uSomizi nomhlengi ababoni ngasoline, abakhulumisani, niyazazi izinto zefamily, kusho ukuthi kuye kwaba nokuheqizisana at some point in their lives and bangazwana, so it's gonna be difficult ukuthi now balungisa izinto. uSomizi uthi yena he doesn't mind to have a conversation with cousin wakhe baxolelane, vele he's ready to forgive, but he doesn't want to do it just because now he wants ukuthi enze umsebenzi, and even if bexolelane he won't feel comfortable doing umsebenzi endlini yakhe, and I guess lapho kunama issues at trust as well. I don't know mhlawumbe ukuthi bano ukunukana yini ngokuthakatha and everything, because when he was talking, because he does make a phone call to ugogo, but ugogo bagogo Dineo, the famous gogo the famous sangoma usangoma ugogo Dineo noma inyanga, getting advice from her, and she does say at some point Somizi has to be careful because kuzobe kunezinto zenyongo and all of that ukuthi uwenzela endaweni where he can trust labo bantu lo. But advice kagogo Dineo was that, you know what, kahle uwe umuntu ofanele udecide ukuthi lo msebenzi uwenzelaphi, because your father was the older one, and also your father was the older one, nawe futhi wena omdala kunomhlengi. But they don't say ukuthi kahle kuphi, noma kuzofanele ukuthi abuyele emuva eSoweto ayowenzela eSoweto ulokhuzana emzini kaNdaba Mhlongo noma kaSomizi or what. I guess kodwa mhlawumbe basho kanjalo ukuthi no, if your father was the older one and you are older than your cousin, then kufanele ngabe uyenza kwakho leyo nto leyo, but imaphi kaSomizi, so angazi, but he is clear ukuthi he's not feeling comfortable ukuthi enzi lokhuzana umsebenzi kamhlengi. I'm not sure ke ngoba guys, I think even that conversation between yena no Gogo Dineo going like that, I think it's actually decreasing ama chances akhe nomhlengi making up, because one thing I picked up from that conversation is that he has trust issues with umhlengi. And also it's almost like uyamdiscredita uyamphuca ama-credits lawa bebanikezwe o-anti bakhe nomalume when they were advising him uSomizi ukuthi kahle umuntu kahle ufanele kuyokwenza kuyena umsebenzi izumhlengi, because uyena umuntu onomuzi wakamhlongo. Everyone agreed, nomalume bebelapho, but they agreed ukuthi vele that's where he's supposed to go. But the conversation yakhe with ulona ugogo Dineo, he's clear ukuthi akamtrust, but they are also raising indaba yokuthi uSomizi is the one omdala nobaba wakhe mdala. So that conversation made me feel like it's gonna make it, if umhlengi sees that conversation before yena noSomizi are able to sit down and resolve izinto, that conversation is gonna make it difficult for both of them to make up. If umhlengi sees that conversation, because I know for myself it would make it difficult. Because if you don't even trust me and unento ukuthi awufuna inyongo nanzi bese duze nami, uyanginuka na ukuthi mhlawumbe ngingakuthakatha if you come uzokwenza kwami, I thought that it was a conversation that would not help the relationship. Yeah, but iphela kanjalo ke ilokhuzana episode yethu ye Living the Dream with Mohale. Living the dream with Mohale aive imnandi shame, but he is living the dream in Dubai, Mohale. Anyway, you guys, I think the show, how is it going? I think mostly we're dealing with indaba yomsebenzi uSomizi, and we're dealing with indaba yesibongo sikabahumi, but ubahumi we didn't see much of her. We didn't see her this no, yeah, we didn't see her. And I think also it's just the fact that isitori sakhe sale sokushintshwa kwesibongo and stuff asiyi phambili, because if isizoya phambili then abahamba uhlawula ashintshe isibongo and all of that, and sizobhora if isingayi phambili. But in the preview we do see uSomizi sit down with uMakabahumi bekhuluma yona leyo ndaba yokudisrespectwa kwamawumbu ukudisrespectwa kwamawumbu abantu. So sizobona ke next week ukuthi kwenzekani. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please tell me what you think about this episode below. Do you also guys feel like it's living the dream with Mohale? Because I do feel like it's do you agree with Mohale should just be paid for these episodes? Anyway, you guys, please like the video and share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.